It's the guts and it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the Pledge of Allegiance on the 4th of July. It's them handwritten letters from home. It's them sleepless nights alone. It's his newborn baby he left with his wife. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Hey. From the fields of Indiana to the swamps of Louisiana, to the golden coast of California, Uncle Sam's the only family he's got. His purple heartbeat won't stop, and his 18th birthday was the day he was born. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stand on the front line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, pay the ultimate price. He was the man of the house when he was born. His family is proud but torn. But if you knew him, you would understand. He was raised on how to be brave, just to see the flag still wave. And then he came home with only one hand. 'Cause Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stay on this front line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, he'll pay the ultimate price. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. March in line, march in line. Hey, hey.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, Erie County. Here we are again. Wednesday. Bert, look at my hat. Look at this. Make Erie great again. It was so funny. I got this hat actually probably about, I don't know, 5+ years ago from a guy, John Whaley. A lot of people know John Whaley. Not a big Trump supporter, but he had these hats in his store, and he's like, "Hey, Councilman, here, you can try this hat on." I was like, "All right." So here they do exist. Make Erie great again. And that's kind of, the essence of where the whole hashtag make Erie great again came from was, this hat, because why can't we make Erie great again? But of course, the Democrats hate, hate, hate red hats. So myself, I'm going to wear this hat next, right there at the red hats on display at the Erie City Council meeting December 18th at 6 p.m. I'm going to make sure I wear this hat or a Christmas hat because Christmas hats are red. And according to the El Presidente of Erie City Council, red hats are racist and they're members of the Ku Klux Klan. Kate, thanks for coming in. Travis, thanks for coming in. Stan, we've got Tunes, brother. Good. Let's Tobin, James, Robert, let's get to work. Man, I'm telling you, if you ain't working, there's something wrong with you because I tell you what, everybody should be working during this disaster. Um, Speaking of disasters, leave it to Erie in Erie County to be on the national news for something bad. Something bad. I mean, I think what Brendan, did you have that the train video queued up ready to go? This made national news, of course, right here in lustrous Erie.
No, I don't, because you
Oh,
said
sorry.
that you wanted the pardon first.
Okay, we'll do the pardon first. We'll go ahead. Well, we're gonna go. If you haven't really paid attention, which a lot of us have been digging out from snowbanks and stuff, was Sniffy Joe Biden breaking promise number what? I've lost count how many promises he's made to the American people that he would accept the jury's verdict and wouldn't interfere with this whole thing because nobody's above the law. Go ahead and play the video, Brenda. Hey, Lance.
Joe Biden is leaving office making the strongest possible case for Donald Trump that anybody could possibly make it, and that's that our government and our justice system is of, by, and for the elites and nobody else. He ran to banish Trumpism from our political system in this country, and he has left it politically and now institutionally the strongest possible political force in this country. It is a complete and utter failure by the head of the Democratic Party and the President of the United States. Never again do I want to hear, oh, Donald Trump's a liar. You can't believe anything he says. Donald Trump will abuse his power. Donald Trump will only use the system to benefit himself and his family and so on and so forth. Never again. I have one question for Karen, and that is, why did he need an 11-year blanket pardon going back to 2014 when Joe Biden was the vice president? We are sitting on the biggest cover-up of who knows what crimes, and Joe Biden amazingly knows exactly, roughly, when it started. He knows just about when it all started. He's leaving office in complete and total disgrace. He is a liar. And there is no other way to spin this today. This has nothing to do with Trump and everything to do with the character of Joe Biden.
I'll tell you what, this guy, here's the funny thing about that whole thing. That was CNN. That wasn't Newsmax. It wasn't Fox. How the liberals love to say, well, it's just a Fox thing. It's a news thing, blah, 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 blah. That was their own CNN. And Renee, thanks for coming in. Just to answer your question, Renee, her question is, Santa is racist? Well, according to the president of the Erie City Council, yes, because he wears a red hat. And if anybody knows that wonderful group of women that are called the Red Hat Ladies, if anybody knows any of these ladies, I would really love to have them come to the city council meeting on the 18th, and so Jasmine can explain how they're racist because of their red hats. I have to ask, who's what? John Wayne. John Wayne. Renee, to your other next question. Yeah, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris failure to count on. Yeah, I mean, this is ridiculous. Now, I can understand maybe, give them a pardon for the taxes because I'm telling you, you and I don't pay that much pay your taxes in the amount that he owes. Your ass would be in jail. They would come to your house, drag you out, put your house up for sale, take all your online assets, all your banking, all everything you own to pay that debt, unless you're the president's son. Privilege. And it's controlled by the Democrats. So this, like the guy said, he goes, this is about the crime family. And why would you give him an 11-year blanket immunity? What are they hiding? That guy nails it. He nails it right out of the park. And that lady sitting there scoffing, because we know it, they know it. And that's why Joe, and I think this has a lot to do with Jill and whoever's actually running this country, said, hi, Kim, said we need to give him a blanket to go back 11 years because that's when all the crap in the Ukraine started with all the money laundering and crazy stuff like this. We could not get this man out of office quick enough. He is just on vacation, going to Amazon and the Congo, and he's going somewhere else this week on our tax dollars while we're struggling to get our driveways plowed. He's just out on Air Force One, gallivanting around the world on a last tour, goodbye, farewell tour, like he's a rock star. This is absolutely the epitome of corruption at the highest level. The left's like Trump this, Trump that, Trump this, Trump that. The only way to make Erie great again is to get rid of Jasmine and Chucky. Well, elections are next year. That's simple. We got rid of Joe Biden. We got rid of Kamala Harris. You still, they say you can buy an election. Well, I don't know, man. This bar was set pretty high where you can spend $1 billion and not win and still be $20 million in the hole, but still can go to Hawaii on a vacation on you and I while we're sitting here, praying the power stays on and our furnaces are working. This thing will be ever shattering. I mean, you talk about, I'm not trying to speak ill of Jimmy Carter because I know, I don't know. I don't know if he passed away or not, but I know he wasn't looking so hot when he voted. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris will go down in history of the worst presidents in the United States. Hang on. I'm feeling a little bit better. I still have a little bit of a cold. Brenda's still kind of struggling a little bit. I think she's going to go see the doctor tomorrow. The antibiotics that she gave her just didn't kick in. The voice of Erie is going red. I'm telling you. No, I totally get that. So, I mean, earth-shattering, world-changing history. Joe Biden pardons his son. And everyone's like, oh, you would pardon your son. Well, I'm telling you, that would be a tough one because he made a promise to the American people, recorded, verified, documented, said it several times. His curly-haired spokesperson got mad at the reporters for saying, well, no, he's not gonna pardon his son. That would be wrong. Nobody's above the law. And he comes in within a couple of weeks of actually landing this horrendous reign of terror on the American people. He throws his pardon out. You just wait, because it's these guys. They all do it on their last day of election. They have a stack of pardons all ready to go, and they crank them out. They set them out the door because there's no political blowback. So just imagine what he's going to do, or whoever. He just sits there and signs stuff. It's just like on MASH when Radar used to walk in, the colonel would just sign stuff. He goes, "What did I just sign?" Well, you just signed to get more requests for more Band-Aids. So this is absolutely, positively the worst thing. The world's been laughing at us for the last 4 years. It really has. And what does this lame duck, sniffy, creepy, worst president in U.S. history promise Africa? $1 billion. Here we go. Woo, buddy, I'm walking out the door. $1 billion to Africa. Africa could give two shits about us. They don't like us. They train their terrorists there. Other countries come in there and they train their terrorists there. Um, all this is blood money, blood diamonds to keep the flow going, and $1 billion. I wonder how many of the little ward tribes will get this part of this $1 billion. We have people down south that are still trying to recover from a hurricane. And we the people have sent trucks down there, and we've sent money down there. We've sent people down there, and it's just these people, Team Rubicon, and the Cajun Navy down there, helping these poor people. Pennsylvania Amish built little homes, sent them down there. They said no, they're uninhabitable, but you can go live in the tent. And then they turned around and took their kids into protective custody because it's not safe. I would rather be in a wood shed than a tent. But it's just how the stupidity of this government has gotten. And it's, you people here are the people that are the ones that are setting the trend. We have changed American history. Our little bumps, our little standing outside, our little coming on the show, venting and talking about stuff, we move the needle. And now let's move the needle into Erie. We need to change the make Erie great again. It hasn't done well under the Democrats, but the Democrats just keep voting Democrats in. And then they go like, I wonder why all the businesses left. Well, how come there's unemployment? How come we have the worst this and we have the worst that? And we're on this bad list and we're on the bad list. Stop voting Democrats into office, people. Stop. Now, are Republicans perfect? Nope. But at least they give us an honest shot. I read this article on Mayor Joe's Facebook page. It had a page about lighting the Christmas tree. Brenton Davis, which people blah, 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 is out there coordinating the biggest snow removal project in our history. Has he made mistakes? Sure. Is there some things he probably should have done a little differently? Okay. But I'm telling you, his intent is to get this thing under control, wrap it up, and move Erie County forward again. He's calling in contractors. He's calling in other municipalities to come in and help out because obviously the city can't do their job. He can't. City council is more worried about making sanctuary city for LGBTQ than taking care of the citizens that are stranded. And it's people out here in the county, south, east, west, going into the city, shoveling people's driveways for hours and just asking for a donation just to cover their time. I had to run some errands. The chickens were out of food, so I had to go get some chicken food. I said, well, I'll make some stops. I'm going out once. I'm not going out again. I get my hair cut. I come out of the barber shop, and there's a military Humvee in the middle of 38th Street. He's got his flashers on. The guys are standing here. I roll my window and, hey, are you guys okay? You need anything? They're like, actually, we need some jumper cables. They stopped to help Joe Q Citizen out. His car had died, wouldn't start. And these military guys didn't have jumper cables. So like, hang on a second. I have a set of 30-foot jumper cables that has a special plug installed in the front of the Hummer. You just plug it in. You don't have to open up the hood. You don't have to play with the clamps. You just plug it in and hook the battery up. Got that gentleman down the road. I said, they're like, hey man, how come you got that fancy pants jumper cable? I said, because I was in the Army, gentlemen, and always be prepared. He goes, thanks a lot, man. We appreciate you stopping. I said, be safe. Thanks for coming out. They're Army, Pennsylvania Army National Guardsmen out in a Hummer. They're like, hey man, I like your Hummer. I said, hey, you want to trade? They're like, I don't think we can do that. I said, I'd rather have your Hummer. And he's like, I'd rather have your Hummer. And I said, why? He goes, you got air conditioning. I said, yeah, but you got bulletproof glass in yours. He's like, good point. Have a safe trip, gentlemen. Two young specialists from down south came up here, stopped to help stranded people. A special shout out to the Army National Guard. You know, this is one thing I will agree Josh Shapiro did right, is deploy the National Guard up here. So, you know, just on my way home, we got that. If you're mad at Erie City Council, vote Hunter. We'll get to that. Now, this this next city council is really warming up to be a big event. Big event. And don't you think that Joe Q pissed off Erie people aren't going to come and rip the city council apart for not doing their job, not being prepared? I had a story from a guy. He lived in a cul-de-sac, and there's a city truck got stuck, and a big payloader came up, and it was struggling. He goes out, "Hey man, you okay?" He goes, "I see you're struggling." The tires were bald on this piece of equipment. They sent a city payloader out to rescue another truck that was stuck with bald tires. This is bullshit, people. This is the nuts and bolts that makes a community safe. Come across, I know it's a state road, and I get that. Come across Buffalo Road by the old Meadowbrook place. It was like a war zone. War zone through there. If you went through there in a car, you'd be lucky to get out alive. You know, so yeah, this next city council meeting, I'm telling you, between us being there with our KKK Christmas hats on, because red hats are racist. So just for folks that I see a couple of new people in here. So Brenda, if you can play that news piece from the event, it'll bring them up to speed, please and thank you.
All right, John, at Erie City Hall tonight, council chambers' regularly scheduled meeting was met with protest. Our Philip Ward was there, so Philip, where did the protest stem from?
Mike, it started with a Facebook post from Erie City Council President Jasmine Flores saying that, quote, red hat followers are racist. So tonight, some community members showed up at council wearing red hats while voicing their displeasure over the post.
You do have the right to request your resignation.
A contentious and even at times testy city council meeting. Erie County residents made their feelings known following a Facebook post from Erie City Council President Jasmine Flores, where she said, quote, the red hat is the new white hoods for the KKK.
I still stand where I stand. I posted what I posted. It's my free speech and it's protected. I find it interesting that one side likes to spit all kinds of hatred and rhetoric for their speech being free, but then when another person does it, it's not the same.
And I will continue to speak until my time is up.
You'd be surprised at the amount of Republicans that we are not racist, we are not prejudiced, we love everybody.
We understand Brian Shank's organizing some people to come because he's offended about Jasmine talking about his red hats online on our Facebook page. He was talking about my hair last week on his Facebook page, and I just let that stuff roll because I got thicker skin than that. You know, people just need thicker skin, like J.D. Vance said.
But standing up for something that's wrong, you're not doing your job.
This country went red. So it's time for the city to kind of step up to the plate, and she needs to resign immediately for her type of behavior.
And Mike Flores says she has no intentions of resigning and is looking forward to running for re-election. Live in the studio, Philip Ward, Erie News Now.
Yeah. You know, And then Chucky's got to like compare my comment about his hair to Jasmine calling us racist. I mean, I don't know. I maybe he's wearing too much hair product. I don't know, but it's like leached into his brain. There's no way you can even remotely put the two together. I made a comment about his hair, and that translates to Jasmine calling us racist and members of the KKK. I can't even follow that one. I mean, Chucky, he's up on the hair products, because I know he watches my show, because he always comments about it. And Sam Tallarico, the president of the Democrat cult party, I know he watches the show because he's always making little snide comments on social media about my show. So I always want to do a special shout out to our two favoriteest Democrats in the city of Erie. And just remember, Jasmine is up for reelection next year. Chucky is up for, I don't know, whatever he's going to run for. I think he thinks he's going to be the, I forget what is a controller. Chucky wants to be the center of attention. Yeah, we need more people at the meeting. Oh, Brad, you're right. Brad types in, we need more people at this meeting this month to make a point that this is not going away. It is not. If you think that we just come in there and went huffy puffy and we're going to walk away into the sunset, no, we're not. I started the red hat page. You can go there. The event page is up and running. We have a lot of people tagging in, folks. I mean, a lot. Even if half of the people that show up that have tagged in, I will use the word impressed. I will use the word impressed. Please bring, any red hat. You can, make America great again. Bring a Christmas hat. Come on, 'tis the season, to respect, Jasmine's, heritage. Feliz Navidad. So yeah, that's the eerie stuff that is just like still crazy. And we want to make sure that we keep the momentum on this. This thing isn't going to go away. It's up to you and us. The Patriot 814 group is here to stay. They are active. They are growing. We literally just broke over 1,000 members, and it's still growing. And why is it? Because people like you and me are tired of the bullshit. We are tired of the Democrats looking down their nose at us.
These times people waking up to anything. Go Brandon, but we all know what the saying means.
Hi, Kim. You're live.
Hello, everybody. I hope everybody is staying in their houses. We're
They're
supposed
not.
to get another 8 inches of snow, Brian?
Yeah, something like that. We had a motor vehicle accident. I drove by all the bars are packed solid because God forbid we don't go to a bar for the last 4 days. But yeah, stay home, people. It's bad. Motor vehicle accidents. We've got barns collapsing. We got garages collapsing. We've got house fires going on everywhere. Stay home unless you have to go out, and just make it a quickie. There you go.
And I'll tell you what, you're not lying about these roads. I swear to Jesus, as rusty as my Jeep is, I'm telling you what, if there was ever a rusty piece that was going to fall off, it would have fallen off yesterday. Just going 2 miles.
Oh, I know.
And that was on Liberty Street, on Liberty.
I know.
But I got to give a shout out to Breton for the excellent job he's doing. He had the Facebook post out there. Hey, anybody know anybody with a plow, snow removal equipment? He was hiring them on the spot because the city dropped the ball again.
Yeah. Oh no, you're absolutely right. And look at
over 50 years, Brian, of failed Democratic policies, and all the money they have saved the last couple of years on snow removal. They should have been ready for this, but then everybody wants to scream and holler, Brenton Davis. Well, Brenton's not even in charge of the dang roads.
He's not in charge of the city. That's what the mayor's for. That's why we have a city council that walks around and pounds their chest and, has tantrums because they don't get free tickets to go into an event.
Erie Fest.
Whatever.
Yeah. Whatever. So, guys, Brian's absolutely 110% right. We do have some events coming up. I know December 14th, a lot of us are going to the Barber Ball because That's the Democrat safe place. And after we left the last county council meeting, Chuck Nelson was so happy they were able to provide us with a safe space to voice our concerns. Well,
Such a
we're going to make
dick.
sure we take away all their safe spaces, because I'm telling you what, getting out there and being seen, even if you don't say anything, speaks volumes.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I get it. Darlene, thanks for your comment. I've been closed all week, and honestly, I'm losing money every day and getting yelled at because people have flower emergencies, which don't exist, by the way. Thanks, Darlene. We appreciate that comment. Darlene owns a wonderful little flower shop right here in Wesleyville, and she's got the best smelling store in Erie County, I swear. But yeah,
Well,
thanks for sharing.
we're definitely going to have to, everybody's going to have to pay her a visit. If you have
Absolutely.
Christmas arrangements you need sent out to relatives, make sure you get a hold of her, help her get her some money, for her
Yeah.
lost time with the businesses being closed. But I'm telling you what, Brenton Davis has done a fabulous job. Of course, he had to rescue the airport because the Democrats in charge got rid of all the people that run the snow equipment.
Right. And they had to
They
bring
have
up
a
people
hard
from
time with
Pittsburgh.
numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, right. They had to bring them up from Pittsburgh. We've got contractors. We got private contractors that have stepped up and done that. We've got Joe Q citizens out there shoveling little old ladies out that need stuck. And
Yeah.
Dar- uh, Darcy's husband made a point. Please, if you have a fire hydrant in your house, I know it's going to suck. Please, that could be saving your life or your neighbor's life. The people
Absolutely.
dig
And
out
you
that
know
fire
what?
hydrant.
After he wrote that, I thought about it. I went outside and looked, Brian, I ain't got any fire hydrants on my street.
There's one there somewhere.
There's one up on the corner of 20th
Yeah.
and Cascade.
Yeah.
And I went over there and cleaned that one out. But I'm like, dang, that fire hose is going to have to reach a long ways to get to my house.
Well, trust me.
So half a block I look, but that's what I'm talking about. No new infrastructure. And they wonder why we can't get businesses here. It's like I said, people very don't want a lot. We want you to listen to us. We want safe, clean streets. And we need new infrastructure to make it so businesses will want to come here. But it's Erie doing Erie, the same old thing over and over again, failed policy after failed policy.
And a loose definition of insanity by a very smart man said it's doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome. And
Right.
how
Well, they're
long?
still living in a little bubble. They think, okay, well, we have the letter D, so we're automatically going to win. And I think I told you, I've been talking to people in the neighborhood. I've been talking to Brother D and some of these preachers and stuff, and they're going to have a rude awakening because people are not stupid. They see clearly what's going on now.
Oh, I know. And it's so funny. I had to laugh. Dave sent me no, it wasn't Dave. Someone. Oh, I was talking to my mom and dad. My mom and dad, like, you are the topic of discussion from a local Erie person. The letter to the editor. Well, of course, they only put letters to the editor from Democrat that are smashing on Republicans, and so here comes Shank's name into I don't even know who this woman is, but Shank. I wasn't the only one there. I didn't stand up and say a word. I just sat there and took pictures. Then
You were giggling your ass off.
I was tickling my ass. If you watch the news, I'm just like.
No, but that's why I say, we don't need to go there and make a lot of noise stuff. Just filling up that room with a bunch of red hats and having them wait for the bomb to go down is the best revenge we can get on, because people have to be reminded. I'm all for the First Amendment. You know this, Brian. You have a right to say what you want to say, even if I don't agree with you. I will fight for that. But when you are the head of a city, you're held to a much higher standard, and you're supposed to be representing every single citizen. And putting out that hate shows clearly she does not want to represent every single citizen.
That's what the Democratic Party is. Nothing but the party of hate. And then they point their finger to, you guys are racist. You guys are Ku Klux Klan members. You guys are this. You guys. If you guys really taken a look at yourself, Brendan and I watched a movie the other night. It was 2 hours. And it was basically kind of like it was about the Civil War. And of course, don't you think for 1 second they didn't bring it to your attention that the Ku Klux Klan was actually birthed from the hatred of the Democrat Party because the slaves were being freed.
Oh yeah, and then once the law went into effect that they could vote, they kept them from voting. And then
Right.
she wants to say, well, anybody that's Hispanic or black, learn your history. Well, let's talk about the history, Jasmine. Okay, the United States, North America, was conquered by the Spanish, and they were the first ones to own slaves, not white Europeans. So if she wants to start talking about history, I'm sure we can talk about it all day because it just shows her ignorance every time she opens her mouth.
Right. And I get that. You know what? I don't have a college degree behind my name. I don't. You know, I got out of high school, joined the military, went back to school, became a police officer. So the comment in the room is, you are inciting a mob, Shank. Dangerous threat to democracy you are. Has nothing to do with the woman unaware of the history of Spain and the New World. Just saying. Yeah, I mean, and I get that. You know, and it's just ridiculous, you know, and then it's like Chucky Nelson, you know, Shank was talking about my hair and he needs thicker skin and it's okay to be as racist. What? Chuck, I talked about your hair, the stuff that grows on top of your head. I wasn't making fun of you. I was discussing it. That has no correlation or any way you can even try. Well, they're Democrats and they just twist shit anyway. That
Right.
it's the same thing about being racist as the president of a city council. I was talking to a friend of mine, and he said he got a call from his friend in Georgia. His friend in Georgia goes, "Hey, who's this Brian Shank guy? And what is this thing that they're doing with the red hats? And what is this racist female president of city council?" Now, he's from Erie originally, but he moved on and now he's in Georgia.
Right.
This story is down in Georgia.
Oh yeah. And don't think it hasn't made the national media.
Oh,
They
it
know all
has.
about it.
Oh,
You know,
TikTok has
so
torn it apart.
like I said, guys and girls, if you can make it out there, December 18th, we're all going to meet up about 6 o'clock, 5:45. Like Brian said, you don't have to wear a red "Make America Great" hat. Heck, I'm going to be wearing my red Santa hat so she can tell me Santa's a racist.
Well, then
You
I
know?
know. That's what Renee Newberry was already in here, and she's like, "Santa's a racist? Remember the KKK? Big question mark." I'm like, well,
He's
according,
racist because, not every kid gets a toy, only the good ones. So he
Yeah.
must be racist.
right, and
He's prejudiced against bad little girls and boys.
yeah, right, and I mean, I get it. The KKK was primarily the wing of the Democrat Party. We get that. We understand that because some of us
Right.
have a little bit of an education and kind of understand history and actually can go online and, I don't know, research it. I'm
You
not a
don't
big
even have
fan
to
of
research it
Google.
anymore. You can just ask Google the ding dang question.
Well, I understand that, but sometimes you ask, Google a question. It's like, oh, I don't really know about that. It's something that they don't want to touch because the truth sucks.
Oh, like when it said Harris was going to win for president.
Yeah. Right, exactly. Well, of course, Mega won Hispanic males by 8 points, almost. So here's Jasmine, the El Presidente of the city of I don't even know.
Erie.
I don't even know if they have the city of brotherly love or I don't know if they have a little hashtag.
Oh, but I got to tell you this, Brian, before I forget.
Go
Did you
ahead.
see we now have another sister city? Erie
Oh.
has another sister city
Okay, where's this one at?
in Ukraine.
Of
In
course.
Ukraine.
Well, we paid for one. We should have one. You know what I'm saying?
So how many sister cities are we going to be with? We already have one in China.
Yeah, they backed
and
away
now
from
we
that.
have one in Ukraine. I think what they need to do is figure out a way to make Erie great again. Erie needs to take care of Erie. And, they just need common sense.
Yeah.
A balanced budget, just like every family has. You know, you don't need to be letting people go out and spend $5,000 on a laptop when you can buy one at Walmart for $250.
Yeah, but you know, it doesn't have this feature, it doesn't have that feature, and it doesn't have this thingy bob and doodad and thingy bob. Hey, I was in the military, trust me. I've seen $500 hammers before. I mean, I get it.
Well, yeah, I know they were just talking about Elon Musk and Vivek going after Department of Defense. Who spends $900 on a ding dang chair? You know, and all these stupid studies they're doing. And I'll tell you what, maybe what we need to have is a committee like Trump is forming with Elon Musk and Vivek. We need to have one right here in the city of Erie to find out where they're wasting the money.
Well, trust me, you know, Rainbow Joe has doubled his staff, and you know they got to do all these little projects and to make sure that you know the rainbows are painted on the ground, and we have to pay for all this and the other thing, and you know, God forbid we actually you know pay the police officers overtime to make sure this shithole is actually they're trying their best to make it safe. And you know, the district attorney, we have a pretty decent district attorney, which will actually prosecute these people. The local district magistrate prosecuted somebody for vandalizing a Trump sign. I was like,
Yeah.
no way. I was
Well, you know,
shocked.
I've talked to a lot of these district magistrates, and you know, they run under the ticket, but you know what? They have common sense. You know, they're back the way they do not like what's going on here in the city. But you know, I just wanted to report in, give everybody a shout out. Hope everybody's safe and staying home, staying warm. Like I said, I believe there's an event I think going on December 8th at the Colony with Donna Reese. We have the Barber Ball going on December 14th. If you guys want to get tickets, all you have to do is Google Barber Ball 2024. You can buy your tickets for that. Have a lot of great people coming out for that event. You know, Senator Laughlin. There's a rumor Dave McCormick's might be there. You know, a lot of heavy hitters. It's a great opportunity to meet them. And you know, come on out for the Red Hat, you know, on December 18th, because we need all the support we can get. And I will definitely be talking at that meeting.
No, and that's good. And we appreciate the boots on the ground from the heart of the new war coming in is in the city of Erie. And you
Yeah.
know, there's a lot of things going on. And you know what? We made a huge movement in the right direction. We showed people all you got to do is vote. They tried to cheat. They got caught cheating with this bullshit accepting illegal ballots that the court said they were illegal. They got caught red-handed cheating. So go ahead and say that they didn't cheat. They got caught. They were caught on camera. Say, well, we're going to go ahead. We're going to process these illegal ballots because we don't care what the Supreme Court says. Oh, that's
Right.
not
And that's what
cheating.
they do. They lie, cheat, and steal. And I still to this day believe that your election was stolen with such a small amount of votes. And what we saw down at the courthouse with them taking ballots that they shouldn't have been taking, unsigned, undated, saying the intent was there. I truly believe your election was stolen.
And I could
people, I gotta let you know this. Brian Shank, from the minute that storm started, was out at the emergency center helping people, out on the road helping people. But where was Drexel the Pretzel? At his mother-in-law's, where he gets to live for free.
and don't pay taxes. Don't worry about taxes. Well, he doesn't take care of it. And then also just on a footnote of what you just said, you know, we put a call into Breton. We said, hey, you know, if you need anything, let us know. Our chief's like, we need blankets. Him and John Grappy from the 911 center, they literally drove an a 350 truck all the way from Summit down to Fairfield with a truck load of blankets. They're like, need anything else? Yeah, we need cots. So they drove all the way back up there, grabbed the trailer, brought cots down because he's such a bad guy. You know,
he's such a bad guy,
yeah.
you know, and that's exactly what it is. The only reason these Democrats go out against him is because he is a Republican. So you know what? I'll even say sometimes, Brenton, you know what? If you reach out to him, he will get back to you. Might not get back to you in the next 30 seconds, but he will get out to you. He will talk to any voter out there, and he will always do his best for the voters. And I truly believe that from the bottom of my heart.
Because just play this scenario real quick, and we'll end this one. Just imagine if Tyler Titus was the county executive. Just
oh my God.
Do you see him trudging around the snow, digging out fire hydrants, We got kind of got the trailer hung up with snow. He grabbed the shovel and started digging the trailer out at the fire hall. Is he perfect?
Tiffany wouldn't
No.
do that. Tiffany would not do that.
No, exactly not, because it would.
She would never do that.
No.
So you know what? Yeah, you know what? Are you ever going to get a perfect person in office? Never. Are you going to get somebody you might agree with once in a while? Yes. But I'll tell you what, that man truly cares about the county. He truly saves us money. I've seen him out there working to save us money, both physically and mentally. And we really need to stand behind him and get him reelected in this next election, because they're probably going to throw a lot of money at his opponent.
Listen, they spent $500,000 just on Tyler. What do you think they're going to do to take out an incumbent that has gained him, cares about his community and tries to invest money, has saved the taxpayers a lot of money by reinvesting money and getting the infrastructure up and running? When I was on council, we sat here on the phone late at night, arguing over stuff. I said, nah, man, that ain't going to pass. Then what do? They take his EMS system, they gut it so they can support diversity, equity, inclusion. And diversity, equity, inclusion is a scam in the city of Erie. It's a scam.
It absolutely is. And so Andre Horton wants all this money to go into diversity, equity, and inclusion so he can turn around and approve them to give money to his brother, Gary Horton.
Oh, he's the first guy in line. He's the first guy in line to say, hey man, this is it. This is racist if we don't get any money. No. So they just give him his money and they shut him up and he goes away. So, stay on this. We had him on the show last week discussing how this is going to work out. They had the 4 votes to pass their shitty alternative of a tax increase and financing diversity, equity, inclusion, and giving money to the community college. That gravy train needs to stop. I mean, that's why we opposed it. That's why we opposed it at the beginning, because we knew this was going to be a never-ending problem. Oh no, it's not going to be. I said, listen,
Once again, one of Andre Horton's babies.
Well, yeah, because he was on the committee, so and he was pissed that it didn't get. They wanted it down on the Lower East Side. I said, dude, it'll die a horrible death. Who is going to send their kids to the Lower East Side to go to community college? So they came up with a compromise, and I think they got the right spot. But now they have to start charging. They have to get the money coming in from the state. They have to have people start donating money because it's going to break the backs of the taxpayers, which Kathy Dahlkamp, no, it's never going to be that way. Another Democrat bullshit lie.
Lies. That's all they tell.
Oh my goodness.
I truly believe in my heart the citizens of Erie have seen through these scams. Nobody wants their taxes raised, which you always voted no on. I would have voted no on. And that's the reason they spent all that money keeping you from getting reelected and to keep me from getting elected. Instead, they put 2 boob heads in there. So you know what? Everybody, remember, every single election counts. It's your tax dollars.
Yeah. Did you see who just jumped in the line and commented about you? Our favorite friend, Daryl Owens. He just popped in. Great point, Kim. And great to see you, Brian. Keep it on. Keep on.
Another
keep on
truly
it.
great patriot, Mr. Daryl Owens. You know how much I'm a fan of his. Great guy, great patriot. If you guys haven't had the chance to meet him yet, he will be coming to Erie more often. He just bought a house in Edinburgh.
Yeah, and he's got a great social media page up and running. You can check out, just type in Daryl Owens and follow him and his lovely wife and his family and all their adventures.
Oh, a beautiful wife, U.S. Air Force. That already shows you how smart she is.
He's Army.
And then not only that, she's an attorney.
He's Army.
Yeah, but she went the smart way. She went Air Force, so I gotta put my thing out there, because of my boys and everything.
I know.
I'm a proud Blue Star mom, and that's why I say, I'm so thankful Trump got elected, because I did not want to get moved from Blue Star to Gold Star, which would have happened if Kamala had gotten in there.
No, I totally agree.
I'm waiting to see what happens with this Pete Hegseth thing. But did you see, if it's not Pete, that it's going to be our good friend that we met, Jody Ernst?
Yeah. Well, it's a win-win. I mean, I knew they were going to make it tough for him. I got it. They're going to make it tough for everybody. because the liberals cannot stand people that actually stand up to them and say, no.
Yeah, but I love the Cash Patel. That is the best. That's the best thing ever. I was just rolling when I saw he got that. I'm like, it couldn't have gone to a better guy.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. No, I get it. But no, we appreciate
You
your
know.
call, Kim. We
Yep,
appreciate
and
your
I'll
time. And
make room for somebody else to call. But please, guys, unless it's an emergency or you really need something, don't go out. And if you do go out, like I did, ask your neighbors if they need something. Better to have one car on the road than five. And with that, please stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.
Shank out. Bye bye. But yeah, I mean, the great points, Kim. We got that. We've learned a lot of lessons about this election. Kim has already said that she's going to run for city council. The Democrats are already going, oh my God, oh my God, oh, here comes one of those red hats after us. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? So it is what it is. If you don't like it, grab a petition. It doesn't really cost anything. It costs a couple of bucks to fill out a petition, but you know what? You can spend up to $250 and not even put in a expense report, as long as you keep that under 250. Then they need to bump that up a little bit, just a little bit. And run a campaign. But that's respect to the chair force. Thanks, Lance. Now Kim's gonna be like going rah 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 bark 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 bark. But yeah, so these are really great points. Keep on doing what we're doing. Let's take care of our community. If you see your neighbor struggling a little bit, go over and help. Take that extra couple minutes, because you know what? When you go to bed at night, you go, man, it was a really nice idea to help that guy. When I had my four-wheel, I didn't get my four-wheeler out. It's in the back shed. I would go around and clean up everyone's driveways for him, but it's too hard with the snowblower. I don't know if that snowblower is getting heavier or I'm just getting older, but I don't know. But yeah, so these are points that we love talking about, and we want to make sure that everybody understands. Um, oh, your husband's Ubering, good, awesome. But Darlene, thanks for stopping by. I always tell people shop local first. I needed some rock salt. I got to stop over here at Ace Supply. Uh, they're a local owned company, great family owned company. And you walk in the door, they know who you are. Um, I swear they had the last snowblower in Erie County on their Facebook page. It said last one. It was a big Husqvarna. Good price too. It wasn't really bad price, but you need rock salt, stop over at Ace Supply. They're not really, affiliated with the show, but I always, we're going to try to focus on local businesses, and it's not a D thing. It's not an R thing. They're not endorsing me. I'm not endorsing them. I'm just saying, take care of your local people first. I mean, Krause's had a big ad about snow shovels. Everybody was out of snow shovels, but of course, the boys down there at Krause's, they had snow shovels. They had wheeled ones, they had left ones, right ones, like crazy curved ones. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, Brenda, you said you had a couple more videos pop ready to go. A lot of chit chat today. I like it. This is Erie. Yeah. When we in the volunteer fire department world say, please stay home. Your PSP says stay home. And I'm not going to name any businesses or anything. I'm not going to put them on blast or anything, but I went by a local bar, parking lots just packed full. What's the why are we out? I was out we had a motor vehicle accident here on Buffalo Road, sitting there chatting with the people, and the nice lady's like, "Well, yeah, I got to take my kids out for swim practice." Why? Go home. It's not worth dying for. I mean, but fortunately nobody was hurt, but it was a big pile up. We had to shut down all the traffic and blah 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 and do what we do. So but yeah, if you want to make a call, area code 814-873-3612. We'll take your call, and let's see what time is it. Oh, it's almost 9 o'clock. Time flies when you're having fun. Now, Brenda, I think you had another video.
Weather causing dangerous conditions in much of this country. We've seen a number of pileups, including this one. This is near Erie, Pennsylvania, as the heavy snow continues to fall. Look at this. And also from Erie, this is the moment that a train rammed into a truck that was stuck on the tracks in the snow. Wow.
Wow.
We're happy to tell you the driver was able to escape. In the meantime, this cold snap, it is cold, gripping the southeast, including Asheville, North Carolina, where people still displaced by Hurricane Helene faced overnight temperatures in the teens. That is no fun.
Again, Erie makes the national news for something bad. The weather and a milk truck getting just exploded apart because he got hung up on the railroad tracks. We don't say this stuff just to hear ourselves talk. We really, really don't. Shout out to local businesses, Jerry Hire on stage for fixing plows. Yes, I had him work on when I had a plow truck. He always came through. He called me at 3:15 when he had just finished repairing my truck. Well, thanks. That's good. He's been living at his garage working on customers' plow. He's a great guy. Local business, local hero, doesn't advertise. You go by his place. He's got like every kind of plow and snow removing device that you can even imagine. But again, the guys that are running snow plows, I salute you. I tried to get a couple of you guys come down and help my parents. They're like, Brian, we're sorry. We are literally booked solid. We've been out for 2 days straight. We got to go. You heard the train crash? Really? Well, yeah, I imagine so. When you have a choo-choo, going in, crashing into a truck, I can just imagine. I can't see how many people are on or where my stats are because Erie Ammo's covering it up. Let me see if I can read that real quick.
It's 14 Facebook, 2 X, 7 YouTube.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then on Instagram, there are 4, one of them being a local photographer that lives right down the street.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, we won't mention his name. Don't want the haters to hate him. He's a good guy. But yeah.
Correct.
If you don't have any more other videos and we don't have any more calls, that's pretty much what I had.
I have one more video.
Go ahead and put it up there for us.
A New Jersey lawyer was removed from an Edison Township Council meeting for waving an American flag.
I'm holding up an American flag to represent the constitutional values that we should be loyal to.
Warning, and if you continue, I will have to forfeit. You'll have to forfeit your time.
Well,
removed.
It's my constitutional right to do this. If you get sued, you will lose. My suggestion to you is that you get a second opinion from competent counsel because you are wrong. You are interfering with the
The new rule prohibits using any props during the public comment section of town meetings, disallowing items like the U.S. Constitution or U.S. flag. Joel Bassoff argued that holding up the flag represented constitutional values and insisted that it was his right to do so, warning council members they could face legal repercussions. The council president issued a warning and ultimately called for Bassoff's removal, as other residents cheered his defiance. After attempting to return to his seat, Bassoff was forcibly ejected by police officers.
Your time should be forfeited. Your position should be forfeited. By your actions, you forfeit your right to preside over this meeting.
Please have it removed. That's not okay. Room. Thank you.
Shame on you. Other attendees expressed their disbelief at the idea of considering the American flag and the Constitution as mere props, calling the ban insulting. The controversial ordinance, aimed at maintaining decorum in often chaotic meetings, also limits the time residents have to speak.
Well, This was a great video.
A New Jersey lawyer was removed from an Edison Township Council meeting for waving an American
I'm
flag.
glad you grabbed this, because I'm telling you, we literally had this scenario almost play out at the last city council meeting. They put a sign on the door that stated no political attire or garb or shirts or whatever. I wanted to get a picture of it, but I forgot to get it. Well, one of the local patriots from the 814 group actually got a hold of Tyler Titus, not physically, but told him that your little sign cannot violate our constitutional rights. And that's exactly what the 814 Patriot Group is about. It's about educating you, me, us on what the government does, and they just try to get away with it. And if you don't know, they get away with it. You imagine Joe Q citizen walking up saying, "Oh, gee, there's a sign here that says I can't wear any political stuff. I'm just going to take my hat off and be compliant." No, our forefathers were not compliant. Our forefathers were rebels. Our forefathers were actually convicted felons, according to the king. And just I was listening to Dean Pepicello on talk radio the other day. He was doing the show for Joe Natale, and he has a judge that comes in, and they were discussing Trump and his conviction. Trump, according to the judge, is not a convicted felon. You are not a convicted felon until you are sentenced. Trump was never sentenced. So this is just the media with their bullshit, shoving this crap down the liberal throats and them believing it. You're right. But they're saying they didn't, they basically tried to play the card. It's a prop. No, it's not a prop. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of shenanigans they try to pull on the 18th. We'll see. That's why I want you all there at exactly 6:00. We'll stand outside. We'll rally up. Hopefully, we won't be in the middle of a blizzard by then, and the sidewalks will be clear, and we all come in as a group. And don't give the security a hard time. They're just doing what they're told. They have really no authority other than being private security. They're not police officers. So yeah, I'm just telling you. Come out December 18th. Wear your favorite hat of red color. And yeah, if you need a T-shirt, Brenda has them. She has them ready made, not ready made, but she can cut the vinyl real quick. If you want a red hat, not White Hood's T-shirt, get a hold of Brenda. She's just asking for a donation to cover the cost. Because got to buy the T-shirts, got to buy the vinyl, got to buy the time. So yeah, if you want an official T-shirt, we're going to try to get some hats made up. But she's in the middle of a big, huge Christmas order, so I didn't want to bother her with the hat issue. All you got to do, according to the El Presidente, it's just wearing a red hat makes you a racist and a member of the Ku Klux Klan. And Paula, you're right. The flag shouldn't be considered political. It's not. And this attorney, if you really paid attention to it, he goes, "Go ahead. You need to seek legal counsel because I'll sue you and I'll win." So, and they threw him out. So I hope he sues the snot out of these people for violating their constitutional rights. It's the same thing with us when we had our open carry gun rally. We had a permit for the park. We didn't have the stage in it. We just had the gazebo. We had it there. I DJ'd it. The mayor said, if you guys bring those guns in the park, we'll have you arrested. But you can't because a city ordinance can't supersede the Constitution of the Commonwealth or the United States. So we had our rally. Hi, Brad. No problems. No problems. The cops were just being told they're just following their orders. They followed us back to our cars, gave us parking ticket. We went to court. They found us guilty. We went to the Pennsylvania Supreme Court and we won 7-0. 7-0. And the judges said, listen here, City of Erie, you cannot write an ordinance to supersede the Constitution. And this is what these Democrats try to do. They're the threat to democracy. They're the threat to the Constitution. They hate that document because they can't do what they want to do. They cannot be, because they love to call Trump the king. They want to be the king. We threw out the king a long time ago because we didn't like his bullshit, and we're not going to fall for it again. Now we just got to dig our heels in just a little bit deeper and get these city councilmen out, and we need to get a Republican, conservative, smart mayor in there and get rid of Joe. Joe needs to retire, man. Both of these Joes need to go. So, on that happy note, Brenda, if you want to play whatever you want to play, if not, play the outro. We'll call this a night. Go snuggle up with some coffee and catch a Netflix. Hi, Karen. Mike, geez, thanks for coming by. Everybody, thanks for coming out. We appreciate you. Yeah, Facebook wins tonight.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. Sing it! God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining seas, from Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the
All right, everybody, thanks for coming out. Be safe, stay home. If somebody needs a hand, needs a ride, needs pulled out, give me a shout out. I'll try to hook you up. I don't have to go to work for the next couple of days. So, like we say at the end of every show,